Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to take a look at the dynamic symmetry grid calculator. And I came across this because I was trying to plot out the grids on a canvas, and the corners were not exactly square. Had a little bit of trouble finding how to do the diagonals. And I thought, well, if I have 2 points, I can draw a straight line. So I came up with this calculator in order to do that, and just kind of kept going until I was able to find 2 points for any of the grid lines. If we take a look at this right here, what we have in this area is the size of the grid. Right now I've got it set for 11 by 14. Over here I can select whether I want the numbers to be printed out either in decimals, and I can control the number of decimal places, or if I want them into fractions, and I can list what the smallest fraction interval is going to be on it. And over in this area, what I've got is a way of indicating the particular grid lines. This right here is just kind of a relative view, so you kind of see where the points are mentally. And when I unclick these, it shows where the Baroque angle is, and here's where the sinister angle is. And I can undo these. And just show the Baroque or the sinister line. In the Baroque, I've got a line that goes from the top left, intersects it at a 90-degree angle. Here, I've got from the bottom right, comes up, intersects it at 90 degrees. The sinister angle, of course, goes from the opposite diagonal. And when it comes across here, it hits it at a 90-degree angle. Do this one, and here's a 90-degree angle here. So if I want to find out where the intersection points are, this point, this point, this point, this point, and so on, I click on this, and it prints out the values. Now you notice here I've got them in decimal points, but if I go up here and change over to fractions, and click this again, it prints out in fractions. This makes this useful for either doing stuff in centimeters or in English inch measurements. Of course, I can clear this print screen here. And what I've got over here is if I want to plot a line on here for all the x values, I click here and it prints them out. Of course, this kind of just shows what the values are, but it'd be nice to know where they are approximately over here. So if I click this right here, it shows me that I've got this line right here where x is equal to 13, and that tells me the points. Okay, I can hit these with the decimals, and I get 10.21 from here up to here, or 0.79 from here down to here. So if I get rid of all these lines, it's a little bit easier to see what I'm dealing with. Then I can change this over here to, for instance, let's do 1.5 inches. And at 1.5 across here, of course I have to click this to find out what the values are. 1.5, I find out that the y value is 1.18 coming up to here, or 9.82 if I measure from the top down to here. So measuring in 2 directions just makes it easy for me to figure out, where it's more convenient to measure. Also, I can kind of verify that if my canvas happens to be off a little bit, I can measure from both directions and find out where that point is more precisely. Now, I can do the same thing with a y. So let's clear this out again. And then if I hold my y value at 1 across here, that tells me that the x value is 1.27, so measuring from here over to here is 1.27, or 12.37 from here to here. And of course, all the lines are marked off to where you would find these. So all of this right in here gives us that point, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now, the really nice thing about this is that you can download this for free. Down at the bottom, I'll have a listing of where you can go to download this and be able to use this calculator yourself. It won't cost you anything. I do ask for a donation if you find this useful. If you're just a poor starving artist, you can just use it for free, and I think this will really help out. Another important feature before I close this out is that over here, if I happen to be within 1% of like a root 2 or phi or root phi in this case, it will print out what it is down here. And of course up here, I can change this to like 10, and of course I have to update it here. And or I could do 10 and 1/2 for that measurement, or I can use in decimal form. Same thing over here. You do have to keep this side over here always larger than the Y side. So if I happen to put in here something like, let's say I put in 9, what it does is it will automatically switch which one's the long side. So you always have to keep the long side on the left here for the X's and the short side for the Y. So I hope you enjoy this and are able to use this and help you to be able to do your dynamic symmetry and be able to plot this out a lot easier. Thank you for watching.